The village of Isvos, the last enemy organized defensive position in this area, has not only been captured, it has been absolutely destroyed. The way is open for our forces to advance further towards Leningrad, but in our rear there are more enemy units holding out, organizing themselves, and they can become a real danger if we do not take care of them. So that's what we'll have to do next. Clean up behind us. Hello there and welcome to a new episode of our Raging Bridgehead series in Graviteam Tactics Mius-Front. Today we have another interesting battle. Let's have a quick look. So the enemy is trying to break out towards Slepino, but we are at the same time attacking towards them. So this will be interesting, and look who is here, the command of the Leningrad Infantry School again. I believe we have been chasing this unit for quite a long time, and finally I think we are gonna crush them. Okay, so let's start the battle and see what happens. Alright, let's see what awaits us. So the first thing that you will notice is that the weather has changed, it has worsened. It is raining and the weather forecast doesn't signal a change, so it will keep raining, which will produce mud. This will be interesting for our tanks and half-tracks, but let's start the battle and see what happens. Also, the visibility is reduced because of this, quite a lot. So that means that our artillery observers that I have placed here in Slepino, where they would have had a nice position to overlook this area, won't be super useful, I fear. Now, we have a big issue here. Since I pulled out those anti-tank guns from MYSHKINO here, MYSHKINO is completely defenseless and the enemy can recapture it. They can also come across the river and maybe advance on Slepino. So that is a big vulnerability in my line that I intend to fix. For that reason I have engineers moving to Slepino and then walking all the way to MYSHKINO. Meanwhile, well, I consider securing MYSHKINO a top priority, so I will prepare push for MYSHKINO with half-tracks supported by Panzer IIs and of course hopefully supported by guns. Up here in the north I have quite a lot of tanks. Those are getting into their positions. This tank company here, they will make sure that basically the area close to the forest is secure and that the enemy can't use it. And I will have another tank company push into the forest supported by combat engineers. But they were in an arrived state, so I could not position them, so that means I have to move them into position first. I do have these Flak 88s, however, I can't move them. Oh, and why is this truck moving? Truck, don't move. You will stay where you are. This truck belongs to the engineers, not to the 88s. The 88s can actually not be moved. I do not have the, well, not I, the game does not have the necessary heavy vehicles for that. So once you put these things somewhere, they are staying there. But since this unit arrived in the arrived state on the battlefield, I could not position them, so that means they will be staying exactly here. But yeah, it's okay. This machine gun is doing a runner. I don't know why. But it's okay, I'll let them do their thing. They will defend the guns. Okay, the combat engineers are moving across the river, that's good. Yeah, that's... I mean, if you are going to move through a river, it might as well be when it's raining, right? Because you're getting wet anyway. Yeah, absolutely atrocious weather. While in the background the half-tracks are arriving at their assembly point. Okay, Panzer IIs are moving towards their starting point. This is going well. This is going well. How's the situation looking up in the forest? This truck belongs to the guns, it might as well move to them. Just go there. If there's a road, use it. Link established, that's good news. Okay. This cable crew, they are right now busy laying the wire connections from the commander here to an artillery spotter that is attached to the battery and all the way to the battery itself. The battery's here in the back. The guns are standing by, light field howitzers. And if the commander is able to spot enemy units, he can order fire onto their positions. We will see about that. Okay, the half-tracks are arriving and they are exactly where I need them to be. Yeah, this is good. This is good. How about the tanks? The tanks are still trying to find a way through the forest. Some of you might ask, moving tanks through a forest, isn't that bad? Well, yes and no, it depends. You can move tanks through a forest, but you need to support them. If you move tanks together with infantry, the tanks can be super useful and really give the infantry some punch. That's what we will attempt to do. Here the Panzer IIs are almost in position. And the tanks here, let's see. This tank company, these two are standing by. The Panzer IIs, they for now are guarding this area so that the other tank company can get into position, but since those are starting to arrive, we will move the Panzer IIs a little bit south. You go there, you go there, you there, you there, and you go to there. And the engineers that are attached to this tank company, they will move to here. And then they will secure the edge of the forest. That will be their job. Okay. So far so good. Damn, the weather is really bad. I fear that the visibility is so low that the enemy will be almost on top of me before we spot them. Which kind of negates my superior firepower. And I would really like to use my superior firepower, as you can imagine. But okay, we have these Panzer IIs. They're in a good position to start a push towards MYSHKINO. And we are in a good position to exploit that with some half-tracks moving down the road here and down this little road here. Meanwhile, tanks will swoop up to here to keep the enemy suppressed. And at the same time, a tank company will start their movement through the forest. Supported by pioneers, of course. Yeah. So far so good. But I can already tell that the rain, the mud, is slowing down my vehicles. They used to drive faster than this. So there we have an additional challenge. Alright, I believe we will be able to kick off the show in just a little while. So let's speed things up. until everybody is in position. Okay, we can start to give orders up here. This tank company, you guys. You are broken. I want to move only the intact tanks, but that means I have only 2 in this unit. Nice. Okay, 2 of those Panzer IIs. They will support the combat engineers directly, together with the command tanks. How many combat engineers units do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. These guys are very low on ammunition, so I will hold them back. What the hell are you even? Anti-tank rifle team, okay. Get it. I get it. Where's your Opel Blitz? There. Okay, you will move to that Opel Blitz and stay there. You're of no use. You two together with you and with you. You will now start to advance. I want you guys to, well, go in a line. Infantry is moving behind the vehicles. Tanks in front. You're free to maneuver. Start to move. And I hear shooting. Things are happening, enemies are being spotted. We actually have trucks driving through this area here. So these combat engineers need to get a move on, so that they can, together with the Panzer IIs, push this area and clear out the edge of the forest. Okay, these guys are on the move. Now what about these tanks? This one's broken, everybody else is intact. I want you to move just behind the infantry. And same with you guys. Let's get this show rolling. Okay, enemies encountered here. Engineers have arrived. Engineers together with the Panzer IIs. Attack move in this direction with the tanks in front. Infantry behind. This is good. Start to move. Okay. Now for the other tank forces of this tank company. You guys, I want you to move aggressively. To here. These tanks, they are all fit for purpose. They will of course support. Move to there. And here these guys. No crew. Panzer III. One Panzer III was abandoned for some reason. I don't know why exactly. It is an immobilized Panzer, so maybe they were just a little bit scared of the approaching enemies. This one is immobilized too, only this one is intact. So let's have this one push and support. Okay, so the attack is commencing up here. Nice. Now these Panzer IIs, you guys. You are to drive out here. And start fighting the enemy. Oh wow, we encountered a lot of enemy soldiers actually. Oh, it's a scout unit. But they really picked the wrong moment to walk out of the forest. With the tanks coming for them. this tank unit will possibly lose a few men. They already lost one. Should have stayed in the tank. It's your own damn fault. Although we are suppressing them nicely, and I fear that they will be running back into the forest any minute now. But there are a lot of trucks here. That makes me think that there are also a lot more enemies. Oh, this might get interesting here in this area. This might get interesting really damn fast. Okay, I have a few Panzer IIs that are broken. They can still move, they are just very slow while doing so, but they might be ideal to plug this gap here. Okay, the tanks are advancing. Very nice so far. These pioneers, they are moving towards MYSHKINO. Good. Very good. There's a lot of enemy trucks. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4 enemy trucks. Did they all carry enemy units? Maybe guns? I didn't see any guns yet, but that's always a possibility. Or were those just very mobile scouts? Never mind. We won't worry about that at the moment. We are here to kick ass, and that's what we'll do. Okay, these Panzer IIs, they are moving towards the position where they're supposed to be, and where they might be able to engage this cluster of enemy units out in the open. But there are defensive positions everywhere in this area. They will be able to make use of those. Okay. First tanks have arrived up here. Let's bring these Panzer IIIs a little bit south. These combat engineers are now starting to encounter the enemy scouts, and there is a lot of them. Absolutely there is, but these enemy scouts won't be quite able to stand up to the Panzer IIs, especially not if those Panzer IIs are supported by the combat engineers here. I don't think that will work out for them. My pioneers, well, a lot of them died during this operation, but they are still a good fighting. God damn it, there's a gun. I saw that. I saw it. There's an enemy anti-tank gun all the way back there. So that's a danger that we need to take on with my tanks. Okay. I believe it is time to get these tanks moving. Let's see. There you are. Oh, the enemy scouts are trying to use grenades against the tanks. The effectiveness of that will be limited. Yeah, the enemy has an anti-tank gun, and my tanks here are the best thing that I have to push that. There are swarms everywhere here, so I have to be a little bit careful with that. But okay, tanks, let's go in. And since the enemy does have an anti-tank gun, nah, I'll keep you moving like this, that's fine. Panzer IIs, same thing for you. Start to move in, make way for my half-tracks. The enemy scouts, they are starting to run away, they are being killed off. They are running. They are running. And this combination of infantry and tanks is working really, really well. I'm telling you. Yes, the enemy can fire, but soon enough they are taken out. And they can't do anything against the tanks, obviously. Okay. Panzer IIs are still moving. And you know what? I should keep those guys moving. If the tank stands still, there might be issues. But they also need to fire a little bit on these guys. Oh, look at that! It's working! My howitzer battery has opened fire on the enemy. And they're doing a good job. They're doing a very good job. Awesome. They will be able to hurt the enemy a lot. Yeah, their fire is coming down in this area and you can see how it is hurting the enemy. Also, we have eyes on the enemy anti-tank gun. It is under pressure and it has received hits from something. If maybe the artillery could take this thing out, I would be very happy. But the Panzer IIs seem to do the job just fine. Or is it the Panzer IIIs in this case? No, it's the Panzer IIs and the Panzer IIIs. Good combination. Bravo, guys. Really good job. Okay, the Panzers... They're doing a good job. They're doing a very good job. I should now consolidate the tanks and have them move to here. So tighten up your formation a bit and start moving. The enemy is offering a ceasefire. We have taken captives here in this forest. Very good. And up in this forest... Well, the tanks that I sent out... Did they arrive? Which tanks are these? Who still has movement orders? Okay, this is the Panzer IIs and the Panzer IIIs together with the infantry, yes. So you will keep pushing through the forest, just as you did earlier. Go slow. Tanks in front. Yes, please keep moving. And behind you, the other tanks will push. Let's see, who is this? You all belong to a different unit. Okay, so you guys here are to move behind these guys. Just go. This is working. This absolutely is working, and I'm very happy about that. Intact, intact, intact. You three, you will advance here. Good, good job. Here we have a single intact tank. He will advance to here. Panzer IIs. They're doing a good job. Some of them are a bit too eager for my taste, but it's okay. And they're suppressing the enemy infantry nicely. So now let's start to move in the half-tracks. Half-tracks. You guys, I actually... Oh, enemies behind my tanks. Well, that's not too good. Okay, let's see if we can push the half-tracks all the way to MYSHKINO. You will go on the road, move fast. Or you will just fast move. Still buttoned, yes, go fast, yes. Vehicles by roads? No. Do not accept that. It's not a column formation, that's why. Okay, move to there. And we will do the same for the other half-track unit. Please without the truck. You guys are receiving the same order. You are to race towards MYSHKINO. Well, the combat pioneers, they lost some guys, and there are still some enemies alive here. However, I believe, yeah, they are being taken out one by one. And I don't think it should be long before the enemy actually surrenders. This is not looking like something that's going to take very long. Not at all, to be honest. Okay, this guy. We can have you move to here, and maybe you can get shots on this enemy infantry. Now that these half-tracks are moving, I actually do not need the combat engineers inside Maximovka anymore. So these guys could advance on the enemy unit here and make sure that they are dead. So let's actually do this. You will go there and take them out. Good job. Okay, up here, apparently my tanks that are without infantry are moving through the forest faster than the tanks that have infantry attached to them, so that's what I need to keep an eye on. So far this is going well. The pioneers on this side are arriving and will now dash across the open towards MYSHKINO. Artillery is providing support, targeting these enemies. Hopefully that will enable my half-tracks to move through the area unmolested. So far this is a very nice all-out attack on the enemy. Yeah, these half-tracks here started to move as well. This guy, I believe you are not in a position to spot any enemies, which is a shame because you have a battery of light infantry guns with you. These would be very useful fire support, but yeah, can't have everything. Okay, my half-tracks are under fire by these enemies. However, it's just light and sporadic fire. We will be able to ignore that. Just keep moving. Well, okay, that's a machine gun shooting. That's no joke. And it actually took out the crew on top of the half-track. But I believe he has been killed right now by their machine guns here. So good job. We can keep advancing. Okay. I need to get these tanks rolling again. You need to make some ground. I want you to go like this. Yeah, that's actually all right. Start moving. Okay, the edge of the forest has been swept clean, I believe. Let's have this tank drive up to here. What's left of this tank crew? Can you guys maybe get back in your tank, or can I use you as infantry to make sure that there's really nothing left here? Now what if you insist on being outside of your tank and go and make sure that this area is secure? these combat engineers, they will, together with the vehicles, sweep this forest. Stay in a dense formation. These tanks, you can move up to here now. Awesome. Very nice. Okay, we are slowly taking the enemy one by one, picking them apart. The Panzer II just sitting in. Oh, this is a machine gun unit. Oh, that's interesting. Could somebody please kill this before it does serious damage to this tank? Because it can. Damn, this tank needs to reverse out of here. Reverse. Okay, one guy inside the tank is dead. The machine gun has died, however. I believe the driver... Yeah, the driver has been disabled. At close range, a Maxim machine gun can punch through the tank's armor, especially if they target the driver's vision slot here. Very much doable. Oh, look at this. My tanks are running into more enemies here in the open. And they are trying to use grenades. They are not very successful with it so far. Yeah, they are dying one by one. Good job. Key point taken. The barn. And we have found another cluster of enemy soldiers. They actually are occupying defensive positions. That's smart. But my half-tracks are making it to the village. And also my pioneers from across the river. So we will be able to secure the village to make sure that no enemies are inside. And then we will be able to push those pioneers northwards towards these swamps and clear them out. The enemies here are under a lot of pressure. So many heavy weapons are shooting at them. Incredible. Okay. Let's see. Combat engineers, yeah, they need some time to rest. They dashed across this open ground. Just in case that the enemy occupied the edge of the river. Thankfully they didn't. Half-tracks. They are arriving. Nice. And now let's actually go ahead and we will... You know what? Let this go and orient that way. Take up a defensive position. Where's the second unit? They are arriving. Stop where you are. Turn that way. Bring your weapons to bear. Unload your units. And take up the fight. Nice. So far we haven't found anything up in this forest, which I think is quite amazing. I suspected to find enemy soldiers here, but there's nothing. So far there's absolutely nothing. Let's continue this unit. And let's move them up to here. At that point they should have cleared the forest completely. Do it like so. Yeah. Very nice. What happened to that tank crew? Oh, they actually got back into their tank. Okay, so they were not very motivated to go and search for enemies here. But it doesn't matter, the enemy is retreating off the battlefield. The battle is ending right now. So let's have a look. We took 8 casualties versus 94 on their side. That's a very good result. That really is a very good result. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, so many of them were wiped out. We even have some captures, which is good. Let's have a quick look at the achievements. Nice. Some nice ones. And let's have a quick look on the battlefield. I want to take a look at that very unfortunate Panzer II. Yeah, the Maxim machine gun at that distance, it was able to do some damage. And this is interesting. You can see where the enemy aimed at and where he went for sights. Up here on the commander's cupola. Very interesting. Or here, the gun sight. But he also focused on the driver's hedge here. He didn't penetrate, but the spalling caused by the bullets disabled the driver. It wounded him. Also, this vehicle had some grenades thrown at it, but nothing happened. All in all, I think everybody is pretty much alright. We have taken the objective. The enemy has been defeated. Our casualties are light. We received some fire on our half-tracks, but if you look at the complete picture, I think this was quite successful. Let me take a quick look at the half-track. Yeah, this one. Yeah, these guys got a little bit messed up. Lost 2 men. And the commander is now on the gun, aiming it. Yeah, that machine gun fire from the rear, that's really messed up the half-track. But other than that, I think we are really mostly okay. Let's have a quick look at the enemies. What did we face? We faced the headquarter unit of the 519th Heavy Artillery Regiment. Interesting. Supply troops and, yeah, a lot of supply troops. And also a scout unit. That is what we encountered here in the forest. And what we have taken out. Okay. So that was the unknown unit up north in the forest, the question mark that we saw on the map earlier. Then we have the Leningrad Infantry School. Okay. Firing platoon and spotter for howitzers. They are all dead, which is very nice. I like this very much. So the enemy is losing his access to heavy off-map artillery. I think that this is... Oh yeah, these are the elements of the Leningrad Infantry School that we are still in the area, I believe. But... something's missing here. Where's the headquarters element of the Leningrad Infantry School? Because as far as I can see, these units all belong to the 7th Battalion. That's interesting. But okay. We did face just some riflemen, and yeah, they were defeated without issues. A machine gun unit. Some of them are still alive, but nah, this will scatter them completely, this defeat. And the enemy had an anti-tank gun that has been completely decrewed. So, with that all said, let's go back to the operation and see what we achieved. Okay, battle group routed, platoon defeated. Good, good, good. Very good. That was quite nice. So we ultimately made sure that MYSHKINO did not fall into enemy hands again. And now we still need to fight this battle here up north, where we will defeat the last remaining enemy units in this area. However, this will not be super easy because I can see they have sappers, so these units are trained for close range fighting in the forest, where they are. And I remember this unit. This is a heavy artillery unit. Those were 2 really big artillery guns that the enemy had here on the edge of the forest. If you can remember, It was in one of the previous episodes when we attacked MYSHKINO that these guys showed themselves here and then retreated into the forest once they came under fire. So they are now stationed up here in the north, and these guns can cause quite a lot of trouble. But that will be something for next time. For now, thank you very much for watching. Please do leave me some feedback in the comments, and do subscribe to the channel. So, have some really nice days, and goodbye.